Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and thank you to Honorable Ezram for this question. Honorable Speaker, I guess I was somewhat amused by some of the points of order banter that happened this morning. And maybe just to explain to those listening and also to the other side of the House my approach in this House, Honorable Speaker. We are here to compare and contrast, to compare their performance versus our performance. We've been here for 2.5 years. They've been here for 8 years, maybe 16 years, depending on their interpretation. But there is a contrast being made. And so that's the way I've kind of approached the discussions. And if they're offended, all I can suggest, Honorable Speaker, respectfully, grow a thick skin. Because this won't stop. It will go on till the elections come again. Honorable Speaker, this question is actually quite good because it, again, allows the compare and contrast that I'm trying to do here. Let's remember this when I'm answering this question. 2015, the National Cybersecurity Strategy was launched, the first one, by the other side of the House. This is my answer to the question. Honorable Speaker, when we got into government, what we immediately discovered that the whole cyber infrastructure in Fiji was considered not by us, but by external evaluators. We did a cyber security model assessment. We were considered infants. This is after launching a strategy in 2016. So in order to progress, we asked why was things moving so slow. And several things became apparent, Honorable Speaker. One, Fiji had not ratified the Cyber Security Convention on Cybersecurity, the Convention on Cybersecurity, called the Budapest Convention, from 2016. So, number one, we got into government, we tabled the treaty. The Honorable Naupoto was the chair of that committee. He drove it, and then we got it ratified. The countries around the world could not engage with Fiji on cybersecurity until the convention was actually signed, Honorable Speaker. From there on, Honorable Speaker, Australia said they wanted to engage on cybersecurity. India is now saying they want to engage on cybersecurity. UAE is now saying that they want to engage on cybersecurity. So, Honorable Speaker, the MOU is a product of government action on this side of the House. Through our deliberate attempts to progress the agenda on cybersecurity, not just create a document and get it sleeping there for some time, actually create some momentum. We endorsed the Cybersecurity Convention, and thank you to Honorable Naupoto. And now we are now progressing at a very rapid pace, Honorable Speaker. As part of the MOU, we have now launched a national strategy for national digital strategy, Honorable Speaker, which I spoke about earlier. In April 2024, Honorable Speaker, 1 year ago, the Honorable Prime Minister signed the MOU with the Australia's Minister for International Development and the Pacific. Within a couple of days of that signing, Honorable Speaker, we had some issues in terms of cyber attacks in Fiji. What did we do? We reached out to Australia to assist us immediately. And that's the benefit of this MOU, Honorable Speaker. And that's the benefit of a government that actually looks at issues, fixes them, and it benefits the country, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, it's not in the pipeline. It's happening. So, Honorable Speaker, apart from that, because of the great work that's been done, this year, just 15th of April, Honorable Speaker, we were invited by the Ambassador for Cybersecurity, Cyber Affairs, Australia, to attend a function up at the High Commissioner's residence to celebrate the anniversary of the Cyber MOU, Honorable Speaker. That, Honorable Speaker, shows how significant and important the Australian government places on cybersecurity, Honourable Speaker, and Fiji's actions in actually work not only creating documents, but actually doing things, Honourable Speaker. Since then, Honourable Speaker, we've deepened our relationship with the Australian government. For example, we've already had 2 visits into Canberra, collaborating very closely with the Australian cybersecurity authorities, Honourable Speaker. What does that mean? It actually means that we will be able to leverage both their expertise and knowledge in terms of cyber issues, Honourable Speaker. We are now at the process, Honourable Speaker, because of the MOU, they've assigned a resource, a very high-level senior official from Australia into our ministry because it was under-resourced. You remember yesterday, Honourable Speaker, I was talking about nobody existing in the Ministry of Communication. They gave us a resource, Honourable Speaker, because we signed the MOU and because we discovered the mess when we got in. So, Honourable Speaker, they are now on board. That lady's been here for, I think, 8 months. We're requesting for an additional year because she'll be part of the process of rolling out some of the initiatives. One of the major ones, which I've talked about in this House, is the National Computer Emergency Response Team, or Fiji CERT. The implementation, Honourable Speaker, is imminent. We are getting ready to set it up. We've done the advertisements for the positions. And that will be the first time in Fiji we have first responders when it comes to cybersecurity. At the moment, when the previous government was around, when there was a cyber incident, they'd all look around and go, who's going to take carriage of this issue? So it is either communications or whoever. Now we'll have a first responders, Honourable Speaker, that will be overseeing cybersecurity attacks in Fiji, talking to Australia, New Zealand, all the other regulatory authorities, and trying to manage in a very cohesive way our cyber posture, Honourable Speaker, in Fiji. As part of the initiatives, Honourable Speaker, like I said, we are engaging very deeply with the Australian cybersecurity arm of Australia. And we see great opportunities arising from the MOU, Honourable Speaker. And, again, we do thank the Australian government for providing expertise, which has accelerated our progress. We are about to complete the initial documentation of a second cybersecurity strategy, which will actually, unlike the other one, not gain dust, but actually be implemented, Honourable Speaker. And so, these are the types of things that have emanated from this very useful and effective MOU. Apart from that, Honourable Speaker, it's allowed Fiji to talk more boldly in forums, in international forums, because we are now a signatory to the convention. For example, Honourable Speaker, we were in Papua New Guinea 2 years ago to support the Lagatoi Declaration with PIFs. Had we not signed that MOU or the Budapest Convention, it would have been an embarrassment. We'd be going there talking about things that we haven't even ratified ourselves. Honourable Speaker, it's allowed us as well to be more active in terms of the UN agenda. We all know that I've been mentioning in this House that there's a UN open-ended working group on cybersecurity, Honourable Speaker. Fiji and Australia have been working together because of the MOU to put forward the views of Australia and particularly the small island developing states, Honourable Speaker. And of course, I've alluded to, Honourable Speaker, several other conventions that we'll be bringing to the House for ratification as part of this overall comprehensive approach to cybersecurity, Honourable Speaker. So, Honourable Speaker, in a nutshell, compared to that side of the House that created a document and slept on it, this side of the House, in less than 3 years, has actually done so much more in the area of cybersecurity, Honourable Speaker. Thank you, sir.